We have explained to you that there are three main ways to program and communicate with your Flowscope M. One is manually via the transmitter, two via the VP Studio 2 software, and three via the internal web server of the Flowscope M. In this chapter we will go a bit more in-depth into the ways to program and communicate with Flowscope M per programming way. To start with, manually via the transmitter. What do I need? I need my VP sensor cartridge. I need my black locking ring. I need the blue transmitter. And I need my 24 VDC power supply adapter with appropriate connector. Last but not least, I need to use the correct power plug for my appropriate region. I'll show you how to assemble all of these components together. It's pretty easy. I take my sensor cartridge, I take the locking ring, and I slide it into the locking ring, just like that. Then I take my transmitter, and at the back of the transmitter I remove the red protection cap, and I remove the black protection cap to get access to the power supply connector. Please remember, if you go back into the field and you do not use one of the plugs, please remember to put back the protection cap to protect the Flowscope M from water and dust. Very important. Okay, now I made sure that I have access to the transmitter and I can actually make connection between the sensor cartridge and the transmitter simply by pressing it firmly, and I tighten the locking ring, just like this. The next step is to connect my power supply adapter to the transmitter. And I can do that only in one way, because there is a special guidance pin on the inside of the connector. You have to look for the right position, and that's a bit of a trial and error process, as you can see. But then I found it, and I can actually tighten it together, just like that. That's enough. Now I focus on the correct power plug. In this case, I choose the European plug. I slide it into the power supply adapter, just like that. So it is firmly tight. And I can actually put it into the socket. And you will notice that the three LEDs on my transmitter will be lit automatically. Once the green LED is continuously on, my VP Flowscope M is ready to go. So this is how your final assembly looks like. The second way to program your flow meter is by using VP Studio 2 software. VP Studio 2 will allow you to configure your flow meter settings. It will also allow you to read out real-time data and to read out your recorded data in case you have the optional data logger included in your transmitter. Now, to program the flow meter, you can actually use the same assembly as we have shown to you previously, and in addition you need a mini USB cable and a PC. Alright, now let's try to connect the flow meter assembly to the PC by using the mini USB cable. In order to do so, you actually have to remove the silver protection nut, which is on the transmitter, first. I'll give you a tip. Use a small coin, just like I'm doing now, or use a screwdriver to remove this nut. Once it's removed, you can actually take your cable and put the mini USB connector into the mini USB port, and the USB connector goes into your PC just like this. And this is the way you set it up. Now, an important note, always put back this silver protection nut when you go back into the field, because the mini USB port is not watertight by itself. So please remember that. Okay, that's it. Now let's take a look at the PC.
We would like to download the software VP Studio now, and I will go to the VP Instruments website to do so. Please choose the support menu and go to Downloads. You see an overview of all downloads available, also the latest version software that is always available on the website. In this case, my Flowscope M is connected to my laptop with a mini USB cable, and I need to choose VP Studio 2.2.1, suitable for Flowscope M. In this case, I also choose the 64-bit version, which depends on your computer. I click on it and I say Run, and you go through the menu to set up VP Studio 2. And it has now installed VP Studio 2 on the laptop. Let's double check by simply typing VP Studio. It appears here. We click on it. We are now in VP Studio 2 software, and the beauty of this software is if you download it from our website, basically all goes automatically. So it also includes the installation of a USB driver automatically. If that is the case and you connect the Flowscope M to your laptop, it will scan for the device and will find it automatically as well. There you go. It now has detected the Flowscope M connected to COM3 of your laptop. Now in some cases the USB driver is not downloaded automatically if you download VP Studio from the website. It depends on the type of laptop or computer that you use. In that case, the VP Studio software remains scanning for a device, and you will not be able to connect successfully. In that case, you go to the VP Instruments website, you go to the support menu, you go to Downloads, and then you go to Drivers. Here you find the USB driver for Flowscope M. You click on it, you say Open, and a user manual as a PDF document will show up. When we open it, you see a procedure that will help you to manually install the USB driver. If we have made a successful connection between Flowmeter and laptop, we can actually use the drop-down menu as shown here, and you can actually go to the overview of your device, showing you, in this case, the transmitter information and cartridge information. You can go to settings for your communication settings, such as Modbus, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, even display and alarm settings, and analog output. We have a data logger menu showing you the data logger settings. There's a real-time menu that allows you to look at real-time data. And we have a device updater menu in case you would like to upload a new firmware version. In case you have data log sessions that you would like to save, we would first have to create a project, and we can save data log sessions into the project, which we will show you later on. The top menu also shows you a file menu with a clearance function for all project data, tools to download, and there's a very useful help function which actually gives you access to a user manual to help you use VP Studio 2 successfully.
The third way of programming your Flowmeter is via the internal web server. The internal web server is used for two things: to configure the settings of your Flowmeter and to read out real-time data. There are two ways to connect to the internal web server. The first one is by Ethernet cable, and the second way is via an optional Wi-Fi connection.
So let's make connection to the Wi-Fi network that the transmitter is providing us. We go to the Wi-Fi networks that are available, and we see the FlowScope M transmitter network over here. It's called VPM 6200593, which is also your transmitter serial number. Let's try to connect. Okay, once it is connected, we can then go to the web browser and we simply enter the IP address of the flow meter, which is 192. There it is, 192.168.240.1. And once we press enter, then the web server page appears automatically. On the left hand side is the main menu. The overview menu gives you information about the transmitter and the cartridge. The measurement menu will allow you to see the real-time data. The settings menu, for which you have to use a username and password. This is by default admin. So that's pretty easy to remember. The settings menu will allow you to see information about your diameter setting, your Modbus communication settings, and the analog output settings. The network menu gives you information on your Ethernet and Wi-Fi setting. And last but not least, the web management menu will allow you to customize your username and your password if necessary.